the hidden risks in your vegetable basket. For most of our lives, we've been told that eating vegetables is one of the healthiest choices we can make. And generally, that's true. Vegetables are packed with nutrients, fiber, and protective compounds that support overall wellness. But here's the catch: as we age, our bodies change. Digestion slows down, our metabolism becomes more sensitive, and the way our organs handle certain compounds shifts dramatically. What was once a superfood in your 30s may now be a digestive burden, or even a health risk in your 70s. As a physician who works closely with seniors, I often hear the same question: "Doctor, how can something as healthy as vegetables be harmful to me now?" The answer lies in context and the science behind how specific vegetables interact with the aging body. In this video, we'll examine 8 vegetables that may pose hidden health risks for seniors. We'll explore why these risks exist, which conditions they affect, and how to make smarter, safer choices without giving up the foods you love. This isn't about fear. It's about empowerment, arming you with evidence-based insights and practical advice, so you can eat confidently, feel better, and make every bite count. So if you're ready to take a deeper look at your plate and discover how age-appropriate nutrition can transform your health, let's begin. Spinach, the double-edged leaf. For generations, we've been taught that vegetables are universally good for health. "Eat your greens" became a mantra, almost sacred in the wellness world. But what if that advice, although well-intentioned, isn't universally applicable, especially as we age? As a physician who works closely with seniors, I've seen firsthand how the body's nutritional needs evolve with time. One vegetable that often surprises people in this context is spinach, a so-called superfood that might not always be as super as we think. Spinach is rich in antioxidants, vitamins of C and K, iron, magnesium, and calcium. It's praised across health blogs, and even immortalized in cartoons like Popeye. Nutritional science confirms these benefits, particularly its ability to support immune function and reduce oxidative stress. However, the context in which it's consumed is critical, especially for older adults. The hidden hazard: oxalates in kidney health. Spinach contains high levels of oxalates, naturally occurring compounds that can bind to calcium and form insoluble crystals. For seniors, especially those with declining kidney function, this can lead to a higher risk of kidney stones and even impaired calcium metabolism. From a clinical perspective, I've witnessed elderly patients present with recurrent kidney stones, unaware that their daily green smoothie, packed with raw spinach, might be contributing to the problem. Nutrition clinics have documented improvements in kidney function after patients switched to cooked spinach or reduced their intake. Vitamin K and medication interference. Another concern is spinach's high vitamin K content. While vitamin K plays a crucial role in bone health and blood clotting, it interferes with blood-thinning medications like warfarin. Consistency in vitamin K intake is key, and any fluctuations, especially from eating large servings of raw spinach, can throw off a carefully calibrated treatment plan. Many seniors also struggle with osteoporosis, and paradoxically, spinach might do more harm than good. Although it contains calcium, the oxalates prevent proper absorption, making it a poor source of this mineral unless prepared correctly. Doctor's insight: let's not demonize. Let's customize. I'm not saying spinach is bad, far from it, but raw spinach in large amounts is not ideal for everyone, particularly not for older adults with renal issues, fragile bones, or those on blood thinners. The real solution lies in how we prepare spinach. Steaming or sautéing can reduce oxalate levels significantly while enhancing digestibility. Pairing cooked spinach with vitamin D-rich foods, like salmon or fortified dairy, helps the body absorb calcium more efficiently. From a nutritional biochemistry standpoint, this pairing is both simple and powerful. Anecdotal wisdom and ongoing research. Many of my patients report that switching from raw to cooked spinach helped them feel less bloated, reduced kidney discomfort, and even improve their energy levels. Their experience is backed by science and highlights a key truth: not all vegetables are created equal for every age. Spinach is still a powerful leafy green, but it demands more respect and nuance in its use, especially for seniors. Let's move beyond the superfood label and make smart, tailored choices that reflect our body's changing needs. Sprouts, corn, and kale, when healthy, isn't always safe. It's easy to assume that anything green and crunchy belongs in a health-conscious diet. But for older adults, that assumption can be risky. Let's explore 3 popular vegetables, sprouts, corn, and kale, and why seniors need to handle them with care. Sprouts, small, raw, and risky. Sprouts are often marketed as a raw superfood. They're crisp, refreshing, and loaded with enzymes, vitamins, and antioxidants. They elevate salads and sandwiches with a fresh burst of nutrition. However, their raw form also makes them a breeding ground for bacteria. Warm, humid environments are ideal for sprouting seeds, but unfortunately, they also nurture harmful pathogens like E. coli and Salmonella. For seniors with weakened immune systems, even a mild case of food poisoning can spiral into serious health complications, such as dehydration, hospitalization, or long-term gut imbalance. Medical advice: as a physician, I advise seniors to avoid raw sprouts unless they've been thoroughly cooked. Washing alone is not enough to eliminate bacterial risk. Incorporating cooked sprouts into stir-fries, soups, or stews is a safer option, and still retains much of their nutritional value. Alternatives like microgreens or baby spinach are easier to digest and carry lower contamination risk, making them a safer swap for aging digestive systems. Corn, more than just sweet and yellow. Corn is a beloved staple food in many cultures. It's high in fiber, vitamins, and complex carbohydrates, and offers digestive support when eaten in its whole form. But corn's nutritional benefits are tempered by its digestibility issues, particularly for older adults. The tough cellulose layer on corn kernels is difficult for aging guts to break down, leading to bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Even more critically, corn is a starchy vegetable, meaning it can spike blood sugar levels, especially when consumed in processed forms like corn chips or high-fructose corn syrup. Doctor's tip: for seniors managing diabetes or insulin resistance, moderation is key. Favor whole corn, steamed or grilled, and combine it with non-starchy vegetables, like leafy greens, to balance glycemic impact. In clinical practice, I've seen patients improve both energy and gut comfort by replacing processed corn with whole grain alternatives, or limiting portion sizes. Kale, a superfood with a caution label. Kale has skyrocketed to fame as a trendy superfood, rich in vitamins A and K, iron, fiber, and antioxidants. Its reputation is well earned, but raw kale brings hidden risks for aging bodies. First, kale, like spinach, is high in oxalates, contributing to kidney stone formation. Secondly, it contains goitrogens, compounds that interfere with iodine absorption, potentially impairing thyroid function. This is especially concerning for seniors already dealing with hypothyroidism, fatigue, or metabolic issues. Doctor's perspective: cooking kale, through steaming, sautéing, or blanching, neutralizes oxalates and goitrogens, while improving nutrient availability. Many traditional cuisines around the world, from Mediterranean stews to Asian soups, use cooked kale for precisely this reason. Patients of mine who previously experienced thyroid imbalances or kidney concerns often report improved health outcomes after shifting from raw kale smoothies to gently cooked versions. Just because a vegetable is popular doesn't mean it's universally safe, especially in raw form. As we age, the digestive system becomes less tolerant of hard-to-digest fibers, bacterial threats, and biochemical blockers like oxalates and goitrogens. Smart cooking methods, strategic food pairings, and a willingness to adjust old habits can make all the difference. Asparagus, mushrooms, and potatoes, when good foods demand balance. As we continue exploring vegetables that could be problematic for seniors, it becomes clear that nutrition isn't just about what you eat, but how, when, and why. Let's now turn our attention to asparagus, mushrooms, and the universally loved potato. Each has impressive benefits, but also a darker side if consumed without care. Asparagus, the purine problem. Asparagus is celebrated for its high levels of vitamins A, C, E, and K, folate, and antioxidants. It's low in calories and often included in diets aiming to support immunity and general well-being. However, asparagus also contains purines, compounds that are metabolized into uric acid. For seniors prone to gout or with a history of joint pain, this can be a significant trigger for painful flare-ups. Physicians note, many of my elderly patients have experienced gout attacks after regular asparagus consumption, especially when paired with other high purine foods. The solution isn't to eliminate asparagus entirely, but rather to moderate portion sizes and ensure it's part of a hydration-friendly meal. Why hydration? Because asparagus also has diuretic effects, which increase urine output and can cause dehydration, a risk factor for cognitive decline in older adults. Practical tip: pair asparagus with hydrating vegetables, like cucumber or broth-based soups. Lightly steaming asparagus can also reduce some of its purine content while preserving its nutrients. Mushrooms, earthy and flavorful, but not without risk. Mushrooms are culinary chameleons, savory, rich in B vitamins, selenium, and antioxidants. They add flavor and depth to dishes without adding many calories. Yet, mushrooms carry some important risks for seniors. Toxicity from wild mushrooms is a serious threat. Even experienced foragers can make dangerous mistakes, leading to liver damage or worse. Some commercially available mushrooms, when eaten raw, may contain trace toxins that are deactivated only by cooking. Mushroom supplements, particularly those made from reishi or other exotic varieties, can interact with medications, especially blood thinners and blood pressure drugs. Doctor's insight: as a medical professional, I always urge my older patients to cook mushrooms thoroughly, through sautéing, roasting, or boiling, to make them safer and easier to digest. And when it comes to mushroom-based supplements, never start without talking to a doctor. The risk of interaction with medications is simply too great to ignore. Positive note: patients often report better digestion and fewer medication-related issues when they switch from raw mushrooms to well-cooked versions, or remove supplements that were causing side effects. Potatoes, comfort food with complex challenges. There's no denying that potatoes are a global comfort food. Rich in potassium, vitamin C, and fiber, they're incredibly versatile, from mashed and baked to roasted and stewed. But for seniors, potatoes bring two major concerns: high glycemic index, GI. Potatoes, especially when fried, can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar, a big red flag for seniors with diabetes or insulin resistance. Acrylamide formation: when potatoes are cooked at high temperatures, like frying, they produce acrylamide, a chemical linked to cancer risk and cardiovascular disease. Doctor's recommendation: stick with boiled or baked potatoes over fried or processed forms. These methods retain the nutrients while minimizing the formation of acrylamide and reducing the glycemic impact. Also, watch portion sizes. Even a healthy food can become problematic in excess. Bonus tip: pair potatoes with a lean protein, like chicken or legumes, or fiber-rich greens to slow carbohydrate absorption and support better blood sugar balance. Peas and the power of personalized nutrition. As we reach the end of this eye-opening journey through vegetables that may be problematic for older adults, we arrive at one final item: peas. These tiny green orbs might look innocent, but as always, the real story lies beneath the surface. For seniors, even peas require a thoughtful approach. Peas, small but not always sweet. Peas are widely appreciated for their convenience, pleasant taste, and solid nutritional profile. They're packed with fiber, plant protein, vitamin K, and iron, making them a valuable part of plant-based or flexitarian diets. But they're not without their drawbacks. particularly for older adults dealing with metabolic and joint health challenges. Purine content, like asparagus, peas contain purines, which are broken down into uric acid in the body. For seniors prone to gout, this can be a major issue. Elevated uric acid levels can trigger joint pain, swelling, and inflammation. Carbohydrate load. Peas are also starchier than most vegetables, which means they can impact blood sugar regulation, especially in individuals with diabetes or pre-diabetes. Physician's insight. I've worked with countless patients who thought they were making a smart choice by adding large servings of peas to every meal, only to experience unexplained gout attacks or unstable blood sugar. The solution isn't to cut peas out completely, but to moderate portions and pair them wisely. Smart strategies for safe pea consumption. Here's what I recommend. Portion control is key. Half a cup is usually enough to reap the benefits without overloading the system. Pair peas with high-fiber foods like leafy greens or protein-rich legumes to slow sugar absorption and reduce uric acid buildup. Mix them into soups or stews, where they are diluted with hydrating and mineral-rich ingredients, making digestion easier and minimizing spikes. Many of my senior patients have reported noticeable improvements in joint comfort and blood sugar balance just by scaling back on peas and rebalancing their meals. Beyond Eat Your Veggies, toward nutritional precision for aging bodies. If there's one takeaway from this deep dive, it's that nutrition, especially for seniors, is never one size fits all. For decades, mainstream advice has preached the mantra, eat more vegetables. And while that's generally good advice, it becomes overly simplistic and even risky when applied blindly to aging bodies. The truth is, not all vegetables benefit all people equally, especially when chronic conditions, medication interactions, and digestive changes come into play. From spinach's oxalates, to kale's goitrogens, to peas' purine content, each vegetable tells a more complicated story when viewed through the lens of aging physiology. As a medical professional, I urge every senior, and those who care for them, to move toward a model of nutritional personalization. That means cooking vegetables to reduce hidden toxins, monitoring portion sizes to prevent metabolic stress, pairing foods intelligently to maximize nutrient absorption, listening to your body and making adjustments based on real outcomes, not trends. Let's stop chasing trends and start honoring the unique needs of the aging body. With a few thoughtful shifts in food choices and cooking methods, seniors can continue enjoying a diet that's both rich and safe, vibrant and grounded in science. Have you or someone you love experienced unexpected reactions to certain vegetables as they've aged? Let us know in the comments. Your story could help someone else make a better health decision today. And if you found this information valuable, don't forget to subscribe and explore our library of expert-guided videos tailored to the needs of aging bodies. Here's to living not just longer, but healthier and wiser. If this video helped you understand your body and your food a little better, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Here, we go beyond the surface of health advice. We explore science-backed strategies, practical tips, and age-specific guidance to help you live not just longer, but stronger. Don't miss future videos, where we dive into topics like medication and diet interactions, bone health, mental clarity, and much more, all tailored for seniors and those who care for them. Tap subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join our growing community of informed, empowered viewers who are redefining what healthy aging looks like, one wise choice at a time.